Good day everybody, it's a guy here, the unknown, and today I want us to look at something important. I want us to look at how today traded. I believe there's a lot to learn about how today traded, and it's going to give a lot of insight. And if there are still people struggling regarding the strategy, I believe this is going to give you a lot of insight. Okay, so guys, this is the template I offered to send to you. If you send me an email, I have my email in my description, and again, it's just unknowntrader24@gmail.com. Send me requests for this and I'll send you this. Okay, but it's nothing fancy, but I believe it's gonna help you. Okay, so this is the most explosive trading strategy and one of the most easiest strategies you'll find out there. Okay, and these are our rules, important rules, because when it comes to trading, you only have to execute when you have an opportunity. Okay, prices are continuously moving. That doesn't simply mean you have an opportunity. You need to wait until you have an opportunity and then only execute when you have an opportunity. Okay, so this is going to help you sit on your hands and wait for the opportunity. So I'm giving you every single thing you're gonna need. Okay, so look at this, guys. Look at this. These are the 5 rules we have. We need to identify trade volume before the session. It's important. Okay, I've explained this countless times, but sometimes they will trap people, then give you an opportunity into trap volume. If you are not aware, you might become trapped before they hit your target and they reverse on you. Okay, so it's important to identify trap volume before the session. Secondly, we need to wait for the session to open. Sometimes we will have news during the session. We need to wait for the news to trade. I'm not talking about days when we have Forex news later in the evening. No, we are talking about news within the session. Okay, and then once we have waited for this, we need a chart pattern, and 90% of my trades are based on triangles. Okay, triangles. Okay, so you might have to familiarize yourself with triangles. I have a lot on the playbook in the description. Okay, and then once a pattern is given, you need an evidence candle. Important. Okay, so you cannot come to this step unless this one has been met. This is the only one that you can continue without, because some days you won't be able to identify trap volume, and I'll show you why I'm saying that. And once you have an evidence candle, you put in your interest and target, and you don't just guess how much you're gonna target. Okay, I'm gonna share with you how to target, okay, so that you don't get confused. But important, our stop losses maximum is 25. They are from 15 to 25. Okay, we don't want to have 5 bip stops, because that's just impractical. They will keep hitting your stops, and small losses actually, when they couple, they become big losses, and that's not something you want. Okay, so this is a tick box. I have to share something with you before then we can go to the charts. Okay, just give me roughly 5 minutes to share this with you. Okay, as I've already alluded, that most of my trades are based on triangles, because these are the common patterns that you will see almost every single day. But it doesn't mean you have to trade every day. You only trade when you have an opportunity. That's why I'm sharing with you how today traded. Okay, let's say they do something like this. Okay, okay, first of all, let me explain all these things based on the drawing. Okay, I'm gonna explain this with a drawing, then we're gonna go to the charts. Okay, so this is a tick box. Once you have identified trade volume and you have waited for the session to open, or waited for the news in case there are news, you need a chart pattern. Okay, so you're gonna write here, do you have a chart pattern? Let's say, for instance, prices, okay, let's say they're coming from down and they bounce here. Okay, then they start doing something like this. Okay, then you're gonna write here, do you have a pattern? Yes. Okay, what's the pattern? Triangle. Okay, these are important check marks. Okay, or tick boxes. Okay, then you're gonna answer this question, is the pattern perfect? We are gonna go back. For me, for a pattern to be perfect, it needs to have 3 touches up and 3 touches down, at least 3 touches. Okay, so let's say this is the first touch up, this is the first touch down. Why? Because they came and bounced here, so this becomes the first touch down, and first touch down, first touch up, second touch down, second touch up, third touch down, and then the most cases this one might be the breakout. Okay, might be the breakout. And please note how I always use this big candle on the breakout. Okay, it's important. This is a big candle that breaks out. It is important, and I'm going to explain why you do this. Okay, so you're going to write, yes, you have a triangle. Is the pattern perfect? Yes. Why? Because it has 3 touches up and 3 touches down. Okay, and then how long did it take to build the pattern? This is important, because if it takes over 1 hour to build a pattern, that means you can target plus or equal to 100 pips. Okay, again, this will depend on the volatility, and I'm going to show you what I mean by this. Okay, but if it takes less than 1 hour to build up, 50 pips is the greatest target. Okay, so what I actually mean here is how many minutes or how many hours, how long did it take from the first touch all the way to where it's breaking out. Okay, you count the candles, and because we use a 1 minute candle, I'm going to show you a simple way on how to do that if you're using MetaTrader, okay, 405, because I'm good with the MetaTrader. Okay, I use TradingView, but I for some reasons find MetaTrader better for me, of which I know it's not gonna be the same with you. Some of you love TradingView, some of you love NinjaTrader and stuff, but this is just the time it took. Okay, if it took 60 minutes, that means it took 1 hour. If it took above 60 minutes, that means it took above 1 hour. Okay, so I told you, if it takes over an hour, you can target 100 or 150 or 200 or 250 for that matter, or 300. But you don't just target. I'll show you how you target. Okay, because there's a lot of factors that actually determine how you target. Okay, and then another thing that's going to help you with your target is you need to measure this distance here. Sometimes you will have like a pattern that takes maybe 40 minutes, 30 minutes to build up. Okay, maybe take 40 minutes to build out, but the distance between this high and this low maybe is equals to 150. If this distance is equals to 150, I'm gonna target 150. Okay, so I use the time to target, but I also use this distance. I need at least a target which is equal to this distance. Okay, if this is 300, then I'm gonna target 300. Okay, but if this is less than 50, I can use the time it took, or I can just target 50. Okay, if this is 400, I'm gonna target 400. Okay, because most likely they're gonna go the expansion one, at least one expansion. Sometimes they can go 2, sometimes they can go 3. That is in Shabaka's book. Okay, you will find all these things there. So here I'm sharing with you how to target, which is also a crucial part of the strategy. Okay, now I believe you know how to actually target. Okay, I believe you know how to target. I use the time, or I use the distance in between here. So let's say here maybe they took 40 minutes. Okay, then you will write 40 minutes here. Okay, and then here's the biggest question: do we have an evidence candle? Okay, fine. You see, this is the last leg. You see, you see they came all the way down and up. So from the bounce here all the way to the breakout, we call this a last leg. So the evidence candle must be the biggest candle in this last leg. It must be the biggest candle in this last leg. I'm not saying in terms of pip, no, in terms of size. Sometimes you find that this candle is only for 14 pips. Okay, because these candles inside are small. Okay, that's where I use 15, and that's why I said 15 to 25 pip. It's not about the pips, it's about the size. Okay, so I repeat, the evidence candle must be the biggest candle that break out, and it must be the big candle compared to these candles here. And that happens for 2 reasons. First of all, when they give you a big candle, remember this move has been sending people down. Okay, and everybody who has been falling for this down move is literally trapped when this candle closes, and the least they can do is to rely on hope. Okay, this is the breakout candle. They can rely on hope, okay, which is important. I believe sometimes you have found yourself relying on hope and you know that hope gets punished, okay? They don't reward hope, okay? Once you rely on hope, you're gonna get punished. And another important thing is wait for this candle to close. Why? Because most of the time when there's 5 seconds left, they can close this candle as a pin, and if they trap you with a pin, believe me, they might go and break out in on the opposite direction. You'll just be hoping, oh no, 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 just wipe it immediately, okay, if they close with a pin, okay? And then a second reason as to why they give a breakout with a big candle is because this happened to me too many times, okay? And it was the hardest behavior to let go of. Like, I used to fear this candle. Say for instance, they give you a 25 pip candle here, which is a breakout. Most people want 5 pip, 3 pip, 10 pip stops, okay? This is what people are comfortable with. Stop losses, okay? Stop losses. Okay, so they know that most traders are looking for this, okay? Because you know that for you to take a bigger lot size, if you have like tight stops, that's when it's gonna be rewarding, because a bigger lot size also increases your risk. So people want smaller risk, and that is the reason they give you a big candle here. Most of the time I used to fear these candles, and I will just watch it and see the move go and go and go and go without me, because I would be so scared of these big candles. Until a time I decided that no, this is actually an opportunity, and I started seizing these opportunities. Hence now I'm no longer scared of 25 pip candles. That's why I'm telling you, wait for this candle to close, okay? Some of you see it going, oh now it's 18 pips, you feel like you need to take that execution, oh it's gonna go and become big and become big. Guys, the most important thing is your patience, okay? You need to be patient, okay? That is highly important. Wait for it to close, because yes, they can go 25 and then come and close as a pin, and if you took it early, you are trapped, okay? And that's when they're gonna punish you, okay? And small losses can compile and actually result in big losses. So I believe I've shared a lot of things here with you, okay? So now I believe we are left with small things. Now you know the evidence candle. Do you have an evidence candle? You can write yes if you have it, or no if you don't have it, okay? So now here's the most important thing. What time did they give the evidence candle? This one is so simple. What time is this breakout candle? We are using a 1 minute time frame, so obviously what time did they give this candle? As you can see here, I have this beautiful watch. I love my trades from 20 past all the way to 40, okay, and from 50 all the way to 10 past. These are times at which I'm willing to take an execution. But guys, my best and favorite times are if the evidence candle closes within maybe from 55 all the way to 5 minutes. Why? Because I need my entries to be as close as possible to the clock mark, or as close as possible to the 30-minute mark. But obviously I can't decide. They will give me an evidence candle, so my job is to be patient and take it when it happens near these marks, okay? I don't feel comfortable taking a trade here, but sometimes I'll take it if it's obviously clean and simple, okay? But again, I love it more when it happens in between this timing, okay, from 25 to 35. This 10 minutes is my golden times, hence I colored it with gold. But even from here to here, it's still good, okay? I'll take it, but I love it more when it happens here near the o'clock mark or near the half hour mark. So guys, we're gonna go to the charts and we're gonna be using this check mark, okay, to decide on the trades that happened today, because today I took a beautiful trade on Dow, okay, and I want to share with you what I look at, the process and everything I follow in a simplified manner, okay? Because I know most of you, like, you're struggling with sitting on your hands, and that's the most important thing, sitting on your hands. How do you sit on your hands? What do you wait for when you sit on your hands? those are the things that I want to share with you today. Okay, all right, so look at this, guys. We are going to the charts, and once we are on the charts, we're gonna be using that very same check mark to decide. So we're gonna start with Nasdaq. Okay, I told you the first criteria of trade volume is the only one we can continue if we are unable to identify trade volume, because look at today, this is the low, this is the high, and we are inside. Every time the session opens inside, you don't know who is trapped, because the guys above you can be trapped, the guys below you can be trapped. So we continue. There is no reason to worry about being led into trap volume and getting trapped. We can take any trade in any direction. Okay, now we're gonna go back to our criteria quite quick. Okay, yes, of course we were unable to identify trap volume. Okay, but these ones we cannot go to the next until these ones are met. So we wait for the session. If there are news, we wait for news to trade. Let's go back to the charts. Okay, today we had news, and this is the news candle. So this is practically where our session opens today. We are not trading until the news have traded. Okay, because you can't guess news. You see how big this candle is? It could have gone to the upside if the numbers were different. Okay, and those numbers depend. Most of the news or the numbers are gathered in terms of statistics and questionnaires, so you can't know how the questionnaires are gonna come. Okay, you don't know how many people are gonna vote this, how many people are gonna say this. Okay, so you don't know which direction the news are gonna take. Okay, so now what's the next step? The next step is to identify a pattern, because we waited for the session. So this one's, there's nothing for you to do. Okay, you start working on the pattern. Okay, because this is where the real job starts. Okay, so they gave something like this. Okay, I'm drawing this line simply because you can see they bounced here. They kept coming and bouncing on this line. Okay, do we have a pattern here? No, it's not a pattern, because we can't even say this is a triangle. Okay, we can't say it's a triangle. Okay, it's just not a clean pattern. We don't have a clean pattern. Okay, yes, you see they kept coming down, but this is not a clean pattern. So do we have a pattern on Nasdaq? No. Okay, no. Okay, fine, let's go to S&P. You see the importance of these things. This is where our session opens, and once our session opens, we need a chart pattern. Okay, we have the slope over here, and we have, you see, this is a pin down here. And yes, of course, at least this one makes a lot of sense, because you see this one is a nice triangle. Okay, they came in touch. I need the bodies, but this is the only body where we can have multiple touches. Okay, so yes, do we have a pattern? We have a triangle. Okay, is it a clean triangle? That's what we will discover. Okay, and guys, you'll need to backtest a lot to understand these things. Okay, because when you backtest, you're gonna gain the confidence of understanding triangles, patterns, and actually getting the ability to judge them. Okay, so what is the next question? The next question is the pattern perfect? I said for it to be perfect, we need 3 touches up and 3 touches down. Okay, let's go to it. Okay, I'm gonna use this. This is the first touch. You can see this is where we kinda had a lot of can I call it a lot of some. Okay, they came down, they bounced here. So this is the first touch. Okay, and then they come down, touch number 1. You see they touch this, they come down, up again, touch number 2, and this time around, you see they went. If you watch my recent video, I told you, if you look at this distance in between the first touch and the touch above, okay, this distance here, this is roughly halfway. Okay, halfway somewhere here. So did they go? They gave all the effort to come down. You see only few pips left, and this in reality is supposed to be an area, not just a line. So we can count this as a touch. Okay, back test, so that you understand this pattern, and then they go up. But you see this time around, they only returned from the center. They didn't really give all the effort to coming down, so not much of people were sent down. So we only count this one because it's from, they came down then went up again. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 up, we have 1 2 down. Okay, and then we have 3 down, okay, and then we have a breakout here. Another touch. Yes, we have a touch of a breakout, okay. And is this the evidence candle? Okay, let's first answer the question. Is the pattern perfect? Yes, it's perfect. Why? Because we have 3 touches. I know some of you are waiting for those super golden patterns, but you must be able to judge patterns, and you'll get better judgment when you actually do the work of back testing. Okay, there it has 3 touches up and 3 touches down. It's perfect. The next question to ask ourselves is, what time, how long did it take to build the pattern from the first touch to where it broke out? This is 46 minutes, so it's less than an hour. How much are we going to target? Practically we're going to target 50, but again, I told you I look at 2 things for my targets. Okay, I'm gonna also determine the distance between the low and the high. It's already 160 something, so because it's 160, I'm gonna target the nearest 50, so it's gonna be 150. If I take this trade, I'm gonna target 150. Why? Because of the distance in between here. So I told you, sometimes yes, the pattern will take less time, but the distance between the high and the low will actually be a little bit bigger, which actually tells you that you can actually target more. Okay, so now we know that the time was actually roughly 40 minutes. Okay, 40 something minutes, let's just say 40 minutes, which means practically targeting is 50 pips, but the distance between the high and the low tells us that no, we can target 150 pips, because Shabaka, we are expecting at least the same distance as the high and the low of the pattern. Okay, so I told you 2 ways of targeting, and now we are using one because the other one doesn't allow us to target 100, but the second one allows us. This is something you just have to know, okay? Because guys, honestly, trading is a lot of work. I know some of you just want to become consistent by watching videos, but you have to backtest. In my description, I've put backtesting tools, free backtesting tools that you can install and backtest. If possible, go and backtest many years of data, and this is something you shouldn't do. When you are backtesting, don't try to backtest 5 days in 1 day. No, backtest 1 day per day, and just make sure your simulation is like it resembles real time, because I want you to feel the patience. Sometimes you'll have to wait 3 hours to get the trade. You need to feel that patience. You need to feel that pain when you are backtesting, okay? Because if you are trying to backtest the whole month in 1 day, you're just speeding up charts. You are not really learning anything. The most important thing in trading is patience. Patience, okay? Remember, I wouldn't be giving you all these things or going through all this trouble if it was not because of patience. You need to sit on your hands, and when you are backtesting, you need to feel that pain. You need to sit on your chair sometimes 3 hours without a trade, just backtesting. I know some of you just want to do the whole year in 2 days. You are not learning anything, okay? Because you speed it up, you miss the pattern, or you reverse, oh, this is the pattern. But you didn't feel the pain it takes. When you go to the charts, if they give the trade in the second hour, you're not going to get it, because you're going to lose a lot of trades in the first hour because you don't have that patience built in you, okay? Sorry for that, but I had to say that, okay? So now we know, okay? Now the next question to ask ourselves is, what? Do we have an evidence candle? Okay, let's see. What is an evidence candle? It's the big candle that breaks out. This one is not an evidence candle. Why? Because it's smaller than this candle. And you look at it, the candle and the wick are almost equal. So when I get a breakout with a big wick as compared to the body, what I do is I want to see the next candle closing above the wick, and that's the candle I'm gonna take. So let's see. Let's measure the distance between here and here. It's 34, okay? This is the last leg, and the breakout candle must be the biggest candle in the last leg. Okay, let's measure here. This is 42. It's S&P 500. On Nasdaq we didn't get anything. On S&P we got a beautiful pattern. Okay, yes, we have an evidence candle. Yes, we have an evidence candle. It's the biggest candle that broke out of the pattern. Okay, I know some of you can say, but this candle had already broken out. Yes, remember, we can't take this trade based on this. Okay, because if we're gonna do that, honestly, we are gonna fail. Okay, we want a big candle that makes sense. And I told you, I used to be scared of these candles. Okay, until I decided to take advantage of them. But of course, this is S&P. If it's S&P, most likely I don't trade it because the stops are bigger. But you can just wait for a retest. Okay, and then when it comes and the moment it surpasses this level here, that's when you can take the trade. Okay, and if you took it somewhere here, yes, of course they retested beyond 25 pips, but I took US 30. Anyway, let's continue because it's not finished. The last thing is the most important one. What time did they give an evidence candle? They gave an evidence candle at around 46. Is this our best timing? No. Okay, what can you do? You can just pass this one. Okay, or else you can take it if it's too clean, like the evidence candle stands out. Okay, like this one, it was good because they send people down, they send people down, they send people down. Very big evidence candle, but the timing is off. Okay, the timing is off. So what can you do? You can just pass it. Okay, remember, there are many trades you might miss, but when you take the best trades, you're gonna make the most of profits. It's not about the number of trades you take, it's about the quality. So it happened at roughly 46. That's not our best times. Okay, so you can skip it. Okay, now let's go to, but it turned out to be a big move. Okay, yes, it's a big move that went beyond 200 and something, which is maybe 2 times this distance here. I told you it was 150. Okay, it was 150. So this literally went 200 and yes, you would have got your 150. But the timing is not good, but the pattern and everything was super good. Look at the EMA. This is inside the EMA. Okay, this is inside the EMA. But let's go to the last one. Okay, now we're gonna delete this because I took a trade here. And the reason I wanted to show you this is because it's not about always being on the charts. Okay, you can decide. Yes, S&P broke out at a bad time, you can skip it. It's okay. Did you lose? No, you preserved your capital. You'll see in the long run that most of the breakouts that happen before the perfect timing can actually fail. So let's go to the last one. Okay, the last one is this one. Okay, let's see who is trapped. Okay, sorry, let's see who's trapped again. Okay, they send people down. Okay, and as the session is now opening, who is trapped? The people down. Why? Because we are opening at the high. So who is at a loss? When I say trapped, I mean people who are at a loss, and mostly it's above or below the closing price of the previous day, which is denoted by this red indicator. Okay, so yes, of course it's okay. Something I need to do here. Yes, of course it's okay. These guys down here are trapped. Okay, these guys down here are trapped. And you know why we identify? Look, they gave you an opportunity down, but if you were expecting many pips going down, they just led you into trap volume, and that's when they reversed. Okay, so this is the reason we want to identify trap volume every day. They didn't release this, guys. Sometimes they will bring you into trap volume just to get you caught, and when you are trapped, they are not gonna release these guys, which means if you're targeting many, your target was here, you took the trade, closed your charts, expecting that when you come back you're gonna be in big profits. You will find that you are at a big loss. Why? Because you took a trade into trap volume and you were not aware. You see, these people are at a loss. When the session is opening, these are the people who are at a loss. Okay, and remember, they were trapped early in the morning, but still they were not released. Okay, so this is the reason we want to identify trap volume, so that we don't become trapped ourselves. Okay, I know I know the session is opening here, so there's no other price above. Okay, we are opening at the high. Okay, but again, we have news. Okay, we have news today. We have news. Let's go and identify the candle of the news. This is the news candle. So this is where our session practically starts. This is where our session starts today. Okay, and then again, they send people into trap volume, the very same trap volume we are talking about. What do? They send people into trap volume. They come again, they send people into trap volume. So if you are taking a trade into trap volume, you must be aware, or else you'll just get trapped. I know some people think this is not important, but anyway, you decide. Okay, guys, that's why I tell you, when you backtest in real time. Why? Because you need to feel the pain of sitting on your hands. You see, this is another pattern. Do you have a pattern? Yes. Yes. What pattern do we have? Triangle. Okay. Is it perfect? Let's go and see. Okay. Okay, you see, they come and touch up. Okay, let's count. Did they touch down? Based on what I shared with you, did they touch down? You can tell me. Did they touch down? Did they touch down? They went all the way, half. The center is here, so they went all the way down. Okay, because this is supposed to be an area, not just a line. Okay, but for simplicity, we use a line. Okay, so yes, they did. So it's 1 1 2. Back test, guys, so that you start understanding the patterns. I didn't take this one because they just returned here. Okay, but this one, the pin actually went down, so I didn't take this one because I used this one. Okay, they came down, went up, came down, went up. All right, and then they came up, came here again. Okay, you can still say this is a touch. Okay, you can still say this is a touch because they came all the way down. So this is another touch, and then they went up again. So you see, we have 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, and then eventually they broke, they came again here. Okay, you can see. So even if you didn't count this one, you still have 1 1 2 2 3 3, but they did send people down. Remember, there are people who chase this candle down. Okay, so these guys were trapped. Okay, so is this pattern perfect? You decide. You can say yes or no. Okay, for me, I'll say yes. Okay, how long did they take to build the pattern? This helps us with our targets. Okay, they took roughly 77 minutes, and this is, they actually took above 1 hour. You know what this means? We can target 100 pips. Okay, okay, and then let's continue. What's the next question? The next question is, do we have an evidence candle? We are gonna see. The evidence candle is the biggest candle. Okay, they broke out. Is this the biggest candle as compared to the last leg? We can just measure these things quite quick. Remember, when they break out, you still have roughly more than 50 seconds to decide, because this will just go boom and you have a lot of time to decide. Okay, if you took this first one, you see there is a pin. I told you, if they break out with a pin, you just have to wait because they'll give you a pin. They could have made a last leg before going up, but they didn't do. But most of the time they'll do. So you don't have to say, oh, they're going up and up, the candle's gonna become too big. Just be patient. Okay, did they give the biggest candle? This is roughly 26 pip, but I told you, still we're taking 25. This one is only 19 pips. So this is practically the biggest candle that break out of the pattern. Okay, the biggest candle that broke out of the pattern. Okay, I told you, I love the trades when they're at the perfect time, unless it's too obvious, unless the evidence candle is too obvious. In this case, the evidence candle was too obvious, as much as it was on US 30. Okay, but for greater results, you can take the ones on o'clock. I actually took this trade here. I took it on the close. It was actually activated here, but the problem with this one is it happened at quarter to. Do you have an evidence candle? Yes. What time? It's roughly 45. Okay, if because I still remember it because I took this trade. It's roughly 45. It's roughly 40. Yes, 45, 46. It closed at 46. Okay, so is the timing perfect? No. So I didn't really target 100 pips. I took it to roughly 50 something pips. I think it was 60 pips. Yes, I took it to 60 pips because of the timing. I didn't really trust it because of the timing. Okay, but I did take this one because it was so obvious and the evidence candle was so clean. But again, I told you it took more than an hour. Even if we targeted 100 pips, we got it, but I didn't because of the time it broke out. And then again, I told you another thing you can use is this. It's over, it's 118. So I told you I'm taking the nearest 50. So again, all the signs led to taking 100 pips. Okay, so this was literally a very good one for 100. Okay, this was a good one for 100, but I took it for 50. And then just a beautiful one happened. I didn't trust this one because I don't trust trades that have breakout before my perfect timing, but this one was too obvious as much as the one on S&P. But if you're still starting, I will say skip it and only take the ones that happen on the timings that I showed you, because this one was the most perfect trade that I've got today. Okay, look at this. They gave a head and shoulder. They gave a shoulder. Okay, and most of you already know I don't like a shoulder that happens inside. Okay, sorry. I don't like a shoulder that actually happens maybe somewhere here. But look at this. This shoulder happened outside the high. Okay, and then the head stands out at the top alone, which is crucial. Okay, it stands out at the top alone, and then you see they come and bounce on this line and make another shoulder. So this one is a head and shoulder. I told you back test so that you understand this. Okay, back test. So this was a perfect head and shoulder. Okay, a perfect head and shoulder. So let's look at what time they broke out. Okay, the breakout time was 27. The breakout time was 27. But I took this one here. Okay, why? This is the last leg. Okay, this is the last leg. But again, even if you're comparing with this leg, yes, this candle wasn't the biggest as compared to this leg, so that's why I actually ended up taking it here when it was collapsing. And my stops are still 25 pip, because sometimes you see, I told you 25 pips was here. Okay, so this is a beautiful trade for today. Okay, what time did it break out? The candle itself broke out at 27. The trade itself is 28. Perfect timing. Just 2 minutes to the half-hour mark. It can never get better than this. It cannot get better than this. And then the time it took to build the pattern, it was 30 minutes. And then the distance between the high and the low, it was just 50. Taking the bodies, because I love the bodies, so it was 50. So this is why the target even for me was 50, somewhere here, or 50. Yes, 50 was somewhere here. Okay, you see, so this is what I took. And actually, even if you targeted 100, you would have got it, but I don't like it when they reverse on me. I just love my trades to be hit on the first move down. But my 50 pips was here, and this was the best trade of the day. This was the best trade of the day. Okay, so today, yes, I had roughly 2 trades on this one, but this one, because of the time, I could have targeted 100, but I didn't feel comfortable simply because it break out before the timings. But this was so obvious. Okay, I told you sometimes you can doubt the pattern, but the evidence candle must stand out. But I only took roughly, it's 58 pips. Yeah, I took 58 pips. I took 58 on this one. Yeah, just because I didn't trust it. Okay, my initial target was 100, but I came and closed it at 56 simply because I didn't really trust. I don't feel comfortable, by the way, taking patterns that break out before, but this one was so perfect. And again, it was between the low and the high, and then we just engulfed towards the high, but that's something I'm not gonna talk about. But you can see it's about patience. If you are patient, you will get the best opportunities. Okay, this was a perfect opportunity. You see, perfect opportunity for today. The time, actually here everything was perfect. Was there a pattern? Yes. The time it took was roughly less than an hour. The distance less than an hour, so obviously you target less than 50, less than 100 pips, which is 50 pips, because we don't target 30, we don't target 20, we start from 50, 100, 150, things like that. And did we have an evidence candle? Yes. This breakout candle, this is actually the last leg. You see, they came down, they pulled back, and this was the biggest candle of this. But again, I didn't close below the pin. I didn't want that, and I love this one. Okay, so this was the most easiest trade for the day. Okay, even this one was a good one, but the timings were not that perfect. But if you're still starting, I will strongly advise you to stick to the correct times, which is 50, which is o'clock and half past, 10 minutes before to 10 minutes after, but mostly the golden time. This was the golden time, because even though it broke out at 27, only 3 minutes, you know you got your trade. Okay, so guys, it can't be easier than this. Wait for this every day, use the time, you will see your trading journey will change. Okay, everything will become more easy, because now it's so specific. You know what you're looking for, and you know what time you're looking for. Just try to control your emotions, because some of you are failing because of emotions, some of you are failing because you're not following the rules, and then you start thinking this is not working without doing a deep introspection. Are you doing everything correct, or are you missing the point? If you don't see the patterns, if you're struggling seeing the patterns, I gave you a free tool to backtest. Go and backtest years and years and years of data. Make sure you backtest just 1 or 2 days in one day. Backtest in real time, because if you don't backtest in real time, maybe you took something here, like, or maybe you just saw something like this and you took this candle. Besides, it's a news candle anyway. Okay, so you don't want to be seeing all these small things. Okay, you just need to be as patient as you can be, and know that, like, we have 3 o'clock marks and we have roughly 3 half-hour marks in the session, so it's only those 6 times. If you have nothing, wait for the next 30 minutes. You have nothing, wait for the next 30 minutes. I don't know, guys, but I'm really literally trying my best. Hit the subscription button if you are new. Thank you.